For Gordon G. Nash, the induction into the Whitby Sports Hall of Fame was made even more special, considering who was within earshot at the time he got that important phone call.
I think the special thing was that my son was in the car, and obviously in today's day and age with Bluetooth, so him and I were both able to get the news at the same time. I think that really comes full circle because a lot of what I remember when I was a kid growing up is being in the car with my father, and you know, how supportive he was and what kind of sporting parent he was really kind of helped shape what my experience was in minor sports that ultimately led to where I was, and really, you know, helps shape what I want my son and my kids' experience to be in their kind of minor passions, either be sports or through the arts. So.
G. Nash called Ajax home, but the lacrosse scene in the West End of Durham wasn't established the way it is today. Those who wanted to play the creator's game would make their way to Whitby, where he enjoyed some of the happiest times of his lacrosse career.
You know, my childhood friend Neil Maynard and I, we called ourselves the Ajax Express as we got together with some of the core Whitby and the Oshawa kids. So it was really special, and Whitby Minor was the Lacrosse Association. I often think about the lifelong friendships and you know, how special it was to play and most importantly just learn the game and grow the passion for the game with a real good group of friends that I still, again, connect with today.
Nash was a goalie in hockey, and when his lacrosse team found themselves short in that position, he was coaxed to take up residency in the crease at the age of 12, where the legendary Jim Bishop helped carve out what would be a calling.
It was a quick learning curve, but I had a lot of good support. You know, the team that I was on, coached by Jim Bishop, was adamant on practice. So I was thrown to the fire or thrown to the wolves, but had a lot of support and a lot of practice to kind of get me up to speed.
G. Nash bringing the ball in.
You know, Keith, G. Nash, he played in Toronto Beaches last year, and his mother and father moved out into this area. He's playing for Whitby. And
his minor lacrosse days were rich with championship moments. G. Nash won 5 Ontario titles from tyke to midget, and many more in field lacrosse. What followed was a Junior A window with perhaps the most talented teams the town of Whitby have ever seen. Minto Cups in 1997 and 1999 were won on home floor in front of raucous crowds that Whitby hasn't experienced since.
It was a special time, again, because the core group that I played with, all the way up through minor, we all played together in junior, was real special. And you know, we had a really great core group. When we first got into junior, we had a real good veteran group that kind of complemented us. And then as we exited junior the last couple of years, that 97-99 Minto Cup team, we were able to kind of work with some of the younger guys that were coming through. So, you know, having that core group in that kind of golden age, as you say, in junior lacrosse, was just a real good time for lacrosse, but good time to be a Whitby Warrior as well.
There was once a time in Canada that many lacrosse players were looking at limited options after their Junior A days. But by the late 1990s, the newly renamed National Lacrosse League was growing in popularity and adding teams. Nash spent 4 seasons with the New York Saints before finding success and a true professional home in the Rockies with the Colorado Mammoth.
Colorado was really where I felt like a professional athlete, and they really did a great job in terms of owning NHL teams in the building and just the atmosphere in Denver and 16,000 strong in the building all the time. So I mean, I have fantastic memories of Colorado with the team that we won the championship with in 2006. Great group of guys, great sports city.
No longer a professional athlete, G. Nash, now very much a family man, remains very involved in the sport.
I owe the game of lacrosse everything. The game of lacrosse owes me nothing. And it's a fantastic sport provided by the creator, and I just really enjoy passing this great game on to the next generation.